What the fuck? Okay, wait. I'm going to close this for a second and just keep this here while we get everybody back together here. Because this is, Jesus Christ, something else. YouTube doesn't like you using music on stream, I guess. I don't understand. Perhaps I need to be more intense on my own music, because I've had people listen to my music live on a stream and they've never had any issues, but apparently every single app does not let you play music in a room and react to it. So that's super fucking annoying, and I'm not really sure. There's gotta be a way to like make that make sense. What the fuck? Okay, well, that's something. I guess let me go to my settings here. I mean, I guess you can't say that we didn't have a messy... I mean, we expect nothing less from a Sarah Barrios stream. Let's just say that. It's usually fine on Twitch as long as you delete the VOD, I think, but apparently not on YouTube. I mean, maybe I'll have to... Maybe I will have to start doing these on Twitch. I mean, I want to use YouTube, but, like, that's lame as all hell. Okay, well, I liked the card music video. It was really cool. I don't know how we're going to dive into K-pop if we can't... We're keeping streaming traditions. That's right. We're keeping everybody entertained. It would not be a stream without some sort of absolute chaos. And it's been a while since we've had a stream absolutely shit the bed, so... Apparently. Got it. Apparently I wasn't talking. Some people allow anyone to play their songs, but most labels will block the songs. So interesting. How do you fucking get somebody to play... Like... I want you to, like, promote it. What? That doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to figure that out on how we can do Essie's room. Maybe I'll look on Twitch and see how to do it, or I'll, like, dig in on the back end to see how that works for YouTube, because there's got to be a way for that to make sense. Let me go in here. Oh, there's Peanut. Absolutely freaking it. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. So we can't watch videos online, which is lame. We could play Magic the Gathering online. We could just have a cozy chat this morning. What are you guys feeling? Let me know. I would offer Hogwarts Legacy, but that stressed me the fuck out. And I'm not looking to stress myself out. I really need to set up my Switch and my thing. I forgot what it's called. I need to set up my Switch so that I can play the cozy games, because all of my cozy games are on there. I am so sad. It's not even songs they own. What? That's fucking weird. People are odd, you know? You know what I mean? I mean, okay. Let me know what you guys want to do. You guys want to play some Magic the Gathering? I can show you my cool cards. We can just have a nice chat and chat vibes and feelings. We can... Everything is fun with gaming. Hot. Alright, let's game it up then. That is so crazy. What the hecky? What the hecky? Let me open up Magic the Gathering, see if I need to, like, sign into a fucking thing. Okay, let me get this geared up here. How do I do this in a way that is going to not be annoying for me? Oh, okay, we're installing it. Apparently it needs to be reinstalled. What the hell? What the heck? About Ark? What's Ark? Am I sleeping? Do I still have Fall Guys on here? I like did a big clear out of all of my games on my PC that I wasn't playing, so I have them. I just need to like re-download them. And I feel like I need to get Fall Guys again because I haven't played that in a while. Only really the Pokemon TCG. I've honestly never played MTG like in real life. I have cards, but I don't have anybody to play it with, and I don't actually know what I'm doing. So it should be really interesting. Let me go like this. Let me go here. Okay, and then let me go to game capture. And let me make sure that I'm capturing a specific window, MGT. And I got my game sound on, my browser sound off, properties, GTA, okay. Oh, I don't remember if this is the, oh, I did do it right. Okay, why can't I see this though? I'm not liking it. I'm not enjoying that this is. I might have to go into the thing. Give us a moment. It's a morning. I might have to go into the settings on MTG and do the thing where it like lets me stream it. Because we had to do that for another game. I don't remember what game it was, but we did have to do that for another game. I still can't believe that. That's so sus. I went to a Pokemon pre-release tournament once and I only won one for these. Honestly, I love that. I love that you did it anyway. I've actually never played like physical Pokemon with Pokemon cards. I have like a stupid amount of Pokemon cards. It's like concerning and like should not be legal. But I have so many Pokemon cards and I've literally never played. But I would love to actually like play. That would be so much fun. Come on, MTG, you got it. This thing is taking forever to load up. You got it. Come on. Okay, I need this to like do the thing where it loads. Okay, we're almost there. Wow, what a morning, you guys. Thank you, Ida. No, I did not. You're a saint. We gotta love technical difficulties. Truly incredible. Okay. Let's see if this is popping up on my... It's not. Awesome. Do I need to go in here? Okay. Just down here. Okay, let me go to gameplay. What is that gameplay? What do I do? Graphics. Audio. How come this is not showing up on my computer? Okay. Well, first let me figure out why this game capture is not working. Because why is it not showing up? It's like here, but I'm not seeing it. Why is that? It's just gonna be like that today, huh? It's selected on all the things, but it's not doing anything. I love this for me. This is so awesome. Can I just do window capture then? No. Okay. Let me do this. Let me use the Banyo. And then we'll figure this out. Because this is stressing me out. Hey. Did you guys like my pee break graphic? I was really proud of myself when I made that. I was like, yes. sweet, sweet success. Okay, now, hello Queer Bean, welcome to the chat. I don't know if I will be able to play fucking MGT either, because for some reason it's not pulling up and there's nowhere for me to change settings in the back. I got the 6 best people on here, that's what I'm saying. But also, you should be fully aware that it's nothing but just absolute chaos in these streams, because I don't know how to use the internet. Hi, Pagey Puff. Welcome to the stream. I'm so glad you are seeing me at my peak. Where I just absolutely can do nothing. Nothing. We got nothing on MGT, so let me try one more thing and see if I can get that to work. That's a bummer. I actually did want to play MGT. Ew, what the frick? Actually, let me go to... What is my... It's just chaos. It's just really just honest to God chaos. Let's see. Let's open my Epic Games launcher and see what we got going on. 1:16 p.m. for you. No shit. Where are you from? It is currently 10:16 a.m. for me. Did I get rid of like all my games? What the fuck? Okay. Well, we're gonna open this and see if this will do us a solid. I love your chaos. Oh my god, thank you. I'm so glad somebody likes it, because I'm an absolute mess. I'm an absolute mess. Kentucky. So sick. Welcome, welcome. You're from Australia? What? Dude, that's so sick. I really want to visit Australia. I've never been, but I really want to go. 7:16 p.m. over here. Oh my god. 5:16 p.m. in the UK. Damn. Panda, what time was it when you were on my stream the other night? That's crazy. Thanks, Queer Bean. I appreciate that. Let's see. Okay. We're going to update Genshin Impact and see if we can get on that and play that. Because I actually haven't played Genshin Impact in a hot while. So I'm going to... And just... I'm going to go like this. I don't know where my fucking webcam went, so I'm just gonna stick myself back up here. This morning is going fucking sideways. Holy shit. What a weird day. Wow, I must have deleted it. That's weird. Odd. I'm confused. But it's fine. Indie music scene here, fit right in. Honestly, I'm about it. I might have to jump in. Panda hopped on at like midnight and probably never slept. Ah, yes, that's true. Panda does not sleep. We streamed from 5 p.m. PST to like 9:15 p.m. PST. Yeah, but I don't think Panda slept at all. What if everything came back to mind? Honestly, yes. I would love for that to be the case. I'm still really upset about the fact that I got kicked off for playing K-pop music. I'm like so sad about it, and it's really grinding my gears that I can't just do that and play K-pop and do K-pop things, which is annoying, but what are you gonna do? I'm trying to fix this. Okay. I'm going to lose my shit this morning. Okay. There we go. Fixed. Yeah, we tried to go stream some K-pop stuff, and YouTube said, absolutely not, babe, and kicked me off of my live, which is super annoying. But what are you going to do? And now I need to update everybody that everything got moved on all of the social media platforms. Hi, David. Welcome, welcome, my dude. So freaking annoying. But yes, I guess we can't listen to K-pop music, but let me know any K-pop artists that I need to be listening to that I'm not online so that I can check it out. I have recently been absolutely loving, obviously, Stray Kids, LE SSERAFIM, Twice. Honestly, Baddie by IVE is kind of like, it really does hit. It's like pretty great. But that's what I wanted to talk about. Have you guys seen Dream Academy? 4:30 a.m.? You're crazy, dude. What the fuck? Do you know Stray Kids? Babe, do I know Stray Kids? Are you kidding? I have the one and only K-pop album thingy majiggy. I don't know what these are called. But I have the Stray Kids one. I'm obsessed with Stray Kids. I like live or die by Stray Kids. They're so fucking cool. Their visuals are incredible. The music is amazing. The artwork is insane. They're all crazy talented. And I love them. So, not to be dramatic, but I love them. Have you been listening to Tempest? No. Should I be? I'm just going to make a list of shit I need to be listening to so that I know. Yes! We have another stay in the chat. Thank God. I love Stray Kids. That's fantastic. I'm so glad that you are also a big fan. We love Stray Kids in this house. Do you have a favorite Stray Kid? I'm gonna fix this link. Paste. Save. Okay, there we go. I have so many Twice albums in my collection, it isn't even close to completion. I have no Twice albums. I need to get one, though. I have an ITZY album. I have Stray Kids and I have ITZY. Because ITZY was... Well, technically Blackpink was the first girl group that I listened to, but ITZY was the first girl group that I became, like, obsessed with and, like, cared about the artists, like, a lot. And then Stray Kids was the second one that, like, made me absolutely obsessed with K-pop. And so when my partner was traveling in Japan, he was in, like, a K-pop album store or whatever, and he bought me 2 albums, and now that I have them, and I'm so excited, and I screamed, and then I cried. So, have you listened to New Jeans? I love New Jeans. I think they are incredible. Cool With You is my favorite New Jeans song. They just hit. They're like crushing it. What's your favorite Stray Kids member? Okay, so here's the thing. Bangchan is my fave, hands down, and is the reason why I even started like checking out Stray Kids. I just have so much respect for him and like the shit that he does, and the fact that he put that group together and is constantly making all of the music with everyone and kind of keeping them afloat, and that's a lot of pressure. Like watching them being put together, the amount of pressure that was put on his shoulders, especially because he made the group to like keep them all together, was heartbreaking. And um, the pressure to want to succeed like that, I like get it. So Bangchan is my favorite. However, Lino is a biased wrecker, and I like deeply love Lino. Like if you could take Bangchan and Lino and combine them into one person, I feel like you would get me as a human being. You cat and dog energy in one person. So that's my combo. Bangchan and Lino are like my two. But to be honest, I really love all of them. They all have incredible voices and charms. Like Chanmin's rap is like one of my favorite, I think, in my opinion, out of all of the K-pop boy groups, like one of my favorite rappers coming from the groups, for sure. Oh yeah, Maniac, nice. So good. I loved Maniac. My first girl group was probably Girls' Generation or something else from that era. Yeah, you were in there pretty early on. I think the first like K-pop artist that I saw online was IU. I remember like looking up music and IU popped up, and then there was like another group, Lee High, from like a really long time ago, and I remember seeing them, and there was a few other group things that I remember seeing, but Maniac is a really good one. I really like Backdoor and Domino, mainly because I like both of those have choreography that like go along with the words in a way that's really clever. And I really like that a lot. Like Domino's choreography is so interesting to me. I love it. They do such a good job with choreo, but also just like the visuals for the songs are really interesting. And they do a lot of different like genres in one song. And I was like, huh? But they all make sense together. It doesn't feel like displaced, which is really hard to do. I saw Blackpink and Enhypen first. Blackpink was the first like big girl group that I was like, oh, K-pop girl group, so crazy. Blackpink was that for me, for sure. Oh my god. Well, this is a fun stream. I like literally cannot believe I'm still so freaking pissed about that. We're gonna fix it. This is like taking forever to load. So we might just be hanging today, y'all. TBH. The internet is not having my shit today. I don't know what I did. Maybe it was the lentil soup. Might have been the lentil soup. Shouldn't have had the lentil soup. I loved FX though. You know, I'll have to check out FX. Wait. Where's my pen? I need a pen. But I'm weird and I need a black one. This isn't, I don't think this is a black pen. And I already know I'm not going to like the way this writes, but okay, FX. You know, it's kind of funny because this is like, you can't see it really. Oh yeah, you can kind of see it. There's like a tons of like little dots. It's like dotted paper, and I did FX, so it looks like I'm about to do like math. Like the cosine of this thing and that thing. Oh, nice, Jay. That's amazing. Oh my god, happy early birthday! Congratulations on leveling up. Are you doing anything special for yourself for your birthday? I have no present. Hello again. You missed all of the chaos. Okay, I need to check out FX. I will absolutely do that. What the heck is going on? Also, my D&D character from last campaign had her anniversary yesterday. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, which if you don't follow me on Instagram, what are you doing? I play D&D once a week, pretty consistently, and I think it was last year actually, which is fucking crazy. But last year, I played my very first D&D campaign. My very first D&D campaign last year, and I played a druid, a like necromancy druid, Circle of Spores. And my character ended up drinking like a pink potion and then meeting this girl who was like a queen. And obviously the potion was like a love potion, so for like a certain amount of time I was like in love with her because of the potion. But then in true like enemies to lovers books, because she wasn't necessarily a friend of ours, but she wasn't working against us, she was like kind of sus. In true enemies to lovers trope, we ended up falling for each other anyway, and then she became like a queen, like a proper queen of like the entire place, and we like started dating, and she gifted me a like little pocket dimension. I mean, like if your girl doesn't gift you a pocket dimension, you need a new one, because she gifted me a pocket dimension, and then she asked me to marry her, and I said yes, and then we had a baby, but then she became incorporeal, so I actually don't know what happened to her, but we had a kid, and now we're in a new campaign where I'm playing a different character like 20 years later, and I think we're going to meet my kid, which is crazy. I'm so excited, but we had our anniversary yesterday. Red Lights, incredible. Backdoor, 10 out of 10. God's Menu is so good. And S-Class, the way that S-Class is set up and the way that it is broken down into like different sections and different genres, I think is the perfect example of like how to do that in K-pop in a way that makes sense for the song and doesn't feel like weird. S-Class is a big fat banger. It's insane. Oh, Old Mystic Village, so fun. I haven't been there in a while. So enjoy, have fun. Happy birthday. And happy birthday, Ida, too. It's a birthday season, baby. D&D power move, romance the DM. My goal in D&D is to always romance somebody. It's just like I read way too much YA fantasy to not romance an NPC. It's just like, what the heck? And honestly, it was a power move because the person that I romanced ended up being like integral to the storyline. Like she was so important. There was like a curse thing and like all of this shit. She had a twin sister, which like fire, but like also what? It was like a whole thing. So sometimes it pays to sleep with people in D&D and fall in love with people at all times. So that's my role in every D&D campaign, is romance an NPC. And best case scenario, it helps the party and it helps the campaign. Worst case scenario, it does nothing and my character gets character development from it. I thought about I wanted to play my kid. I did think about playing my kid. However, I think the age bracket, we're playing in between like 16 and 18-year-olds this year. So I don't remember, I think my character last year was like 21, I think. But Maybe she was older, 24. I don't actually remember how old she was. But I thought about playing the daughter, but it seemed to me like my DM had plans for my kid's storyline. And so I wanted to kind of give him the space to like play with that character and for me to be surprised. I'm a D&D player where I like when I write a backstory for my character, I have to consciously tell myself that like I am not the DM. I do not need to write the most intricate things on the planet. Yes, it's good to have like what she fears and what she wants deep down and what she said she wants and the way that she interacts with people and the way that she wants to be seen, etc., and like her family, but I always have such a hard time like not just like writing the character story fully out so that my DM is like, girl, where am I supposed to do stuff? um so I wanted to kind of give him the space to like play with that character. And the rule for this season was to play completely different characters. Like we're not playing anyone related or connected to, as far as we know, connected to our characters from last year. We're playing completely different kids on a different continent. Well, I guess not continent, but like in a different area. So we like know about our characters from last year because they're heroes, but we are kind of changing it up and we're trying to like interact with the aftermath of our characters from last year. Like what happens after the heroes do all of the cool stuff. Like normal people have to still exist, which I actually really love. So now we're in there and it's wild. Elevator's really good. The actual DM. If you guys think that I have that much Riz, you are sorely mistaken. This goes from K-pop to D&D. It's the most me. It's the most me thing on the planet, to be honest. Hi, Gabriel. Thank you so much for the love. That is super, super kind. You do not need to know very much about games. Honestly, I don't even know if we're going to be able to game today because my computer is just... Technology is not working in my favor today, and things are just being very sus. So, we might not be gaming. We might just be chatting today. Your songwriting instincts trying to take over. Honestly, yeah. I, like, really have a hard time. Like, even with my first character, for this character that I have now, I wrote a decent amount, but I did, I think, do a really good job of, like, kind of holding back. Never mind. I just looked it up. My character this year, I wrote a 1,000-word page on my character overview. In my first campaign, I wrote a 1,200-word page. So I did less, but not very much. That's actually hilarious and kind of sad. I just like to write stories, okay? What are you gonna do? As have some missing people or a vague cult that just leaves a calling card, but you don't know who they are. Someone died or disappeared. I actually did that. So last campaign, even though I was very, very specific about a lot of things, I had a sister that I explained how I thought that she died. And then I sent it over to him and I was like, yeah, like we lived in the forest after our parents left. I don't know where our parents went. They went into battle and then they disappeared. And I don't know if they died, but I assume they did. And then me and my sister moved into the woods because that's where we felt comfortable. We built a house together. We lived in a house in this forest by this tree and it was really pretty. But my sister was very like outgoing and adventurous and just like absolute chaos, where I was more reserved. She was younger than me, so I felt the need to kind of like take care of her, protect her, parent her, etc. And one night I woke up and she wasn't in bed, and I went outside and she was like on the ground by the tree like dead, and she had berries in her hand, very like Hunger Games-esque. Um, because Nightshade grew pretty wildly in that area. And so I was like, yeah, like I saw it in there in her hand. So I was like, oh my god, like nature killed her. That's awful. Like I need to control nature. Um, and then he said something along the lines of like, did you see her die? And I was like, no. But like I saw it in her hand, like she ate it for sure. And I was like, as a player, I was like, oh, he's gonna fuck me with this. I already know. And turns out she didn't die from the nightshade. Someone killed her. And then placed it there. And so I was like, fuck, that's so good. I love that. My parents weren't actually dead. They came in and they were like enemies at one point because they were being like mind controlled by this like evil thing. So the first time I saw both of my moms since like I was a kid was them trying to kill me. It was very, very intense. And then I finally got to see my parents when they were like normal. And then they were asking about my sister, and I had to tell them that like I let her die. Like I didn't watch her the way I was supposed to, and like she died, and like it was my fault. It was like crazy. And I just like absolutely loved it. So with this character this year, um, I'm playing kind of like a emo teen who like probably would shop at Hot Topic, but like thinks even Hot Topic is not like cool enough. Very like Wednesday Addams esque, but still like don't know how to play a character that's not super awkward. So she is very awkward. She's a bard and she draws a lot. She's a drawer, which is hilarious because I cannot draw for shit. And she plays a bass guitar that she made out of like shipping materials because her family lives by the sea. And it's super awesome and I love it, and I'm so excited to see like what my kid in this world from last campaign does. I don't know, I could talk about this for like hours. I like love D&D. It's so much fun. Your computer's not computing. It really isn't, to be honest. I'm writing an essay on your character. Absolutely. I'll like start to write the essay of my character and then start writing as my character. Like for my first character, I described what she looked like. She was a changeling, so she had her real look and then her like fake look. And then I gave like a breakdown of like her parents, her siblings, her faith, her alignment, her personality, and like how she interacts with people, and then like what she actually wants deep down, and like her fears. And like I really like building characters off of like human emotion. Like for my first character, Misha, what did I say? I'll tell you what I wrote for her personality. Misha is quiet and often keeps to herself, as she rarely has interactions with other people. She feels as though nature understands her without words, and in the forest where she feels the most free, in the forest is where she feels the most free to be her true self. She is awkward and shy, but deeply enjoys interactions with others, even though they make her uncomfortable. Deep down, she wants to make friends and have someone love her for who she really is. But after her parents left, and Evren, that's her sister, died, she is afraid that she might not be enough to get someone to stay, even if she did. Loving or caring for them would only make it worse if they died. By being alone, there is no loss. However, when Misha is in the forest, she is endlessly different. The shackles of her mind and weight of her loss are nowhere to be found. Here she sings to herself while foraging. Here she smiles as she wakes amongst the trees and rise of the sun. Here she is safe. Here she is home. So it was like, I wanted a character that had experienced the people that she cared for and who cared for her slowly leave her for whatever reason. And if you're, how old is she? 20. If you're 20 years old and like everyone you've ever cared about and the people who have cared about you have left, regardless of if it was your fault or their fault or you had a whole thing or not, you end up feeling like you go through all of these different stages of grief. Like first you're angry, then you're upset, then you're sad, and then you're like, oh, it's my fault. It's got to be my fault. I lost my parents maybe that wasn't my fault. But then I lost my sister, and that was my responsibility, and I fucked that up. So, like, it's gotta be my fault. And so I really want somebody to care for me, but, like, there's no guarantee that they'll stay. So if I just keep everybody away, then no one can leave and no one can die, and I won't be disappointed. But then in that same breath, you don't actually get to experience any of the things that you deeply want. And so this character meeting Dira, who is her girlfriend, and this girl is constantly checking in with her and constantly trying to do what's best for her and constantly trying to save her life. In our last battle, she tried to save my life so that I would live, and she went incorporeal. So she was so not used to that. She was definitely a very jealous girlfriend. Like, anyone that Dira interacted with, she was, like, not happy about, because she was like, oh, well, she's gonna leave. And just playing with those, like, human notes of, like, real feeling, I think always makes for a really good D&D character. It makes it easier for me to play the character when I'm, like, role-playing, because it's not as easy as you would think to pretend to be somebody else when you're, like, hanging out with your friends. It's like some of the decisions that Misha made, I would not make, and vice versa, and some of them I would. But it makes it easier for me to play the character and tell the story through her eyes if I can understand where she's at as a human being, if that makes sense. So, thank you so much for the 99. Thank you, Spirit Child. I appreciate it. That's very sweet of you. Got 2 or 3 characters with fleshed out backstories, but mainly it's all just bullet pointed list of a backstory. Whatever works, man. Honestly, I love that. I keep a list of, like, some character builds that I think would be interesting. Like, random, fun characters. I don't know if that makes sense. But, yeah. If you ever give up music, which I hope you don't, you should be a writer. Thank you very much. I don't plan on giving up music at all, but I do plan on being a writer. I actually started a book that I've been working on for, like, the longest time. I started writing it when I was, like, 16. And I have written and rewritten and written and rewritten the concept for it multiple times. And now I am, like, at a place where, like, I started writing the first chapter. But it's still kind of difficult. World building and building stuff that doesn't exist is so much harder than... I know it's obvious that it's hard, but I was like, yeah, I'll just, like, write a world that, like, doesn't exist. Like, J.K. Rowling did it. I should be able to do it, no problem. But then you're like, okay, like, the grass is green, but the sky isn't blue. Why isn't the sky blue? How does that affect... If the sky is dark, that means that the creatures that live there are going to need to be able to see more. So they can't have small eyes, they need to have bigger eyes, or they need to have something that will adjust for the light. And because the sky doesn't work like that, then the food that grows in that space won't actually grow the way that we think it is. So what is that? If it's not something that already exists in real world, what is it in a fantasy world? What is it called, and how does it work? Like, you get into, like, details. And I'm sure in writing it, you don't need to be that detailed when you're trying to come up with a concept, but I don't know how to not do that. Sorry. I understand your character too much. We all been there. I get you. Did you get a new light yet? No, I did not. I'm actually still trying to figure out on YouTube how to access the funds that you guys sent me. It does not show up on my AdSense. I know it's in there because I can see it, but I don't know how to access it. I think I'm trying to figure it out. So once I can, I will definitely get a new light, because this is not doing it for me. Current character is falling on the trope of just trying to make a name for herself outside of her family. Her family is a noble family. I love those. I absolutely love those. I wrote a character, like, breakdown of a similar thing. Like, her family was super noble, but she wanted to just, like, go and, like, experience the world like normal people did. I love characters like that. I had 3 books I plan on writing, but I barely started writing at all. I'm fully with you. I have like a list of book titles and like a concept for each of the titles, and like that's it. I'm like, here's a cool title, and like this is what it could be about, and that's all she wrote. I'm like, okay. She's a Shadowfell elf. I have never played a Shadowfell elf. That is super fucking cool. So her family has been in the city for 700 years at this point. Ooh, that's so cool. That probably also makes it so much more interesting. Like, it's one thing to have a noble family or whatever, but to have a noble family that's been like the forefront of a city is very interesting. She's got 2 sisters and a loving but assertive father. Words. A loving but assertive father. Mother died, as far as we know, and is sort of fighting the will of her god currently. She's a monk. Oh, so you're stacked, is what you're saying. Monks are an absolutely stacked class. Race. Class. Thank you, Camino. I love that. That is so fucking cool. Ow. I'll have to check that out. I don't think I've ever played a Shadowfell elf. I'm going to write it down, though. Shadowfell elf. Okay, why does this pen make my handwriting look nice? Are you kidding? Okay. You get it. You get it, Ida. One of the books I want to write will be super emotional, but I have no excuse for not starting the others. That's the thing. Is like, there's never an excuse, but you know when you go to sit down to write it that it's going to consume your life. And like, sometimes you just got to be mentally prepared. It's the same thing as when you go to read a book. Like, sometimes I will like this stack of books over here, there are probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books on that stack that I have not read, and then the bottom half is just comic books that I have not finished. And I know that the second I dive into it, I want to read them, but I know the second I open one of those books, I can't put it down. I can't just be like, oh, I'll read this and then I'll like save some for later. No, I have to read the whole thing. The second I start, I cannot stop. It's a disease. And it's the same thing with writing books. The second you start to write, you're like, okay, but I can't stop. I need to like get into it. So I'm fully with you, dude. I got you. I thought maybe that this would make my hearts better looking. Oh, that one's a... Nope. Yikes. Level 3, she gets Blessing of the Raven Queen. Which allows you to Misty Step for the round, have resistance to all dance. Whoa. Oh, dude. KO'd. Blessing of the Raven Queen. I wonder if you can get that for Bard. I doubt you can, but... Blessing of the Raven. It's a bonus action too? That's crazy. Okay, so that's what the Shatter Kai. Wow, that's insane. It's a racial feat. Okay. We used a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus and regain it. That is crazy, crazy powered. Your DM is fucked. That is a crazy powered character, and I'm absolutely gonna make that a no. The magical tattoos are sick. I love playing with those. Absolutely love playing with those. I just used Bane. We did a campaign run, or rather we did an episode on Wednesday, and I used Bane in on a bunch of the guys, which makes makes 3 characters within range. I think it's like 30 to 60 feet of range. Have to roll their damage and their saving throws with a d4 subtracted from both. Fucking incredible. For some reason, D&D Beyond is playing games with me, and I cannot get Dimension Door on my D&D Beyond for the life of me. Okay, I gotta grab. I cannot get it. It's like so annoying. So close to finishing the book I'm reading, but the next chapter is like 20 pages long. I know it's gonna be good, but it doesn't need to be so long. Oh, me as well. You can come get. Okay. So there you go. Oh my god. Does it need to be so long? Honestly, kind of fire though. It's when you know they're gonna give you all the tea. Speaking of books, is anybody excited or curious to see the new Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, The Hunger Games? The new Hunger Games movie? Bane and Bless are amazing spells. They're really great. Eldritch Claw Tattoo? Oh my god. Your character is literally going to, like, absolutely overpower everybody. Yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Perfect pitch. Yes! Curious about that one. I'm excited. Yeah, so excited to see the movie. Same. Okay. Oh, Avernus. I did my time there, and I do not want to go back. Haven't read the book yet, but the movie is going to be so good, I'm sure. I'm honestly so stoked. I read the book, and I kind of low-key want to reread it because I feel like I forgot a good chunk of it. But I did not know. Apparently, I was sleeping under a fucking rock, and I had no idea that they were making a movie until, like, last week when I got a clip of Lucy singing Hanging Tree, and I was like, ooh, this sounds exactly the way it probably should sound. Like, obviously we love Katniss's version, but like the folky kind of bluegrassy vibe of the new one, girl. And I was like, what the fuck is this? This is a cover? And they were like, no, babe, it's for the movie. And I was like, what movie? Are you kidding? And I watched the trailer and I was like, oh my god. Highly recommend the book. I'm not sure how the movie is, so maybe the movie will be really close to the book vibes, but I just always feel like the books naturally can lend themselves to more detail because they're not limited to time. So you get more detail in the book. So I always go books over the movie. However, something tells me with this movie that it'll be good regardless. But I don't know. I could have read the book by now. You got to be ready for it. Your body's got to be ready. You got to know. You absolutely got to know. Why doesn't anything show up? I don't know. It looks really good, and I'm excited. I actually did a cover that is coming out not next week, but the week after, right? Yes. Not next week, but the week after. I did a cover of Hanging Tree, so that will be out next week, I think, or the week after. When does the Hunger Games come out? Comes out the 12th, doesn't it? So maybe I'll put it out next week. I know it. I don't know. It'll be out. I did a cover. Okay, see you in a bit, queer bean. The Hunger Games adaptations have always been great in my opinion, but yeah, the book's always fun. Agreed. I mean, naturally with every book to film adaptation, people get sus about details and stuff. But the Hunger Games, I think that they did a pretty good job of, like, getting the rough overview of the whole book vibes. You obviously can't include all the detail, but I think they did an okay job of, like, getting it all in one spot. It's hard to do. It's not easy at all. Thought I already saw that. This is the prequel to the Hunger Games. We get to see President Snow. For my, sorry, my cover of it. I did a cover on TikTok that was like a very short, like I did the first verse of the song on TikTok, and then I really liked the song and I liked it so much that I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do a cover of the song as a whole and make it like a long form thing on YouTube. So I filmed a full cover yesterday, and edited that, and that will be out. If my favorite book ever got turned into a movie, I would be Deceased, although I'd be so mad they messed it up. Same. I think, well, Six of Crows is getting made into a television show, so we'll see how that is. The Cruel Prince series by Holly Black was supposed to be made into a television show, and then I don't think that it ever ended up happening. I will say, A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness is like one of my favorite books. It was like the first book since Harry Potter that I was like, oh my god, I love this. And they made a television show, and it's not good. I hate it. I'm sure there are people who love it, but it was not great. And I don't know if it was cheesy because, like, the book itself is actually cheesy and I just didn't notice it because it's written and not spoken. Or it was just the vibe as a whole, but I just did not like it at all. Unfortunately. I don't know what it was about it that I didn't love. But I don't know. It felt really stale to me. Not a fan. Sadly. But all the actors they had in there were great. Still hanging here for Ready Player 2 movie adaptation. They did the first book so much justice. Okay, I need to read Ready Player 1 because I've not read the books, but let me just tell you, that movie is fucking incredible. Every single time I get on a plane, I watch Ready Player 1. It's like my go-to. I watch Ready Player 1. A Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Or Little Women. Those are my, like, go-to movies that I will watch, and I absolutely love that movie. I would love to have them do a Ready Player 2. It just doesn't hit, right? Like, the show, it didn't do the book justice, I don't think. But I don't know what it was that wasn't hitting, because, like, they had a pretty good cast. They were filming in the UK, so it was, like, giving the vibes it was supposed to give. But I don't know if it was just, like, I don't think the main characters had any chemistry whatsoever. I don't know. I just, like, wasn't doing it for me. At all. TikTok books are getting priority for shows and movies for adaptations. Yeah, I saw, who's that girl? The girl who wrote Light Lark is having a movie made about her book. I actually haven't read it. I would love to read it. The girl knows how to promo like a fucking G. But her book's getting made into a movie. This happened a while ago, but in the One Direction fandom, there was a fan fiction called After that was essentially like Twilight mixed with like 50 Shades of Grey, but like featuring Harry Styles as the main guy. And I read it, everyone in the One Direction fandom was reading it when it came out. Like, it was massive on Wattpad. Everyone knew about it. It was honestly crazy that somebody's like book on Wattpad, like a fan fiction, was so well known in a community of people. Actually fucking insane. But her book got picked up into a proper book, and then they made it into a movie. And I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy. She was like freaking 12. She's not actually 12. She's like in her teens, or was when she wrote it. But I was like, oh my god, that's insane. What? So crazy. France, I read that book and was surprised at how good it is. I'm really curious to read it. I watched one of her videos where she was like explaining what the book is about, and it sounded like all of the things that I like in a book. So I'm kind of curious, and I do kind of want to read it. And now that you said that your fiance liked it, I feel obligated to read it. There's also another girl, her name is Piper CJ, and she has a book that I can't remember the name of that I really want to read. Piper CJ. I think it's The Night and Its Moon. I believe it's like queer. Yeah, it's gay. There's gay stuff. I followed her on TikTok, like pre her book coming out, I think. And then I saw her promoting it, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. And I was in Barnes & Noble the other day, and they had her second book, like, out on display. And I was like, oh my god. It's so crazy and, like, kind of cool to see, like, people on the internet, like, young adults writing young adult novels. Because that makes sense. It's really cool to see. So I'm excited to, like, read them and get into it. I've read a few of the TikTok, like, books that have gone viral, not specifically written by people on TikTok, but more like, oh, this is the book that everyone on Book Talk is reading. And, like, I've yet to find one that I enjoy, and that's, like, good. Most of them are not great. Most of them are just, like, trash TV low-key, which, like, is a thing. Don't get me wrong. I love my trash TV books. Like, there are some YA books where I'm like, this girl is making stupid decisions because she thinks a guy is hot. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, girl, live your life. And a lot of times I'm like, I want a storyline. What's the story? Like, I know she's sad and she feels lonely and, like, she doesn't know who she is and this man's going to tell her. But, like, come on. Give her some chutzpah. Let's go. I don't know. It's just how I feel. Like, I'm currently reading Caraval by Stephanie Garber. And I think Caraval was a TikTok pushed book. Like, everyone was like, oh my god, read Caraval, read Caraval. The artwork on it is beautiful. So I am listening to the audiobook. The concept of the book is really good. Like, the idea behind it is really good. If I had, like, $1 for every time I have rolled my eyes or, like, outwardly been like, what the fuck, this entire time I've read this book, I would be a millionaire. I, like, it's so frustrating when a book has a good concept, but, like, the characters that they're writing about are just, like, not it. You liked it? Maybe if I read the book with the playlist. Here's the thing. We have a main character who is constantly talking about how she has lived her life being lied to. So she's like, I cannot trust anyone. Can't trust anyone. Gets to the games and is literally trusting everyone and their grandmother unless they have a vagina. She's, like, outwardly sus on every girl that comes into the room, but, like, trusts a random guy she meets in a hallway before she trusts the guy who saved her on a ship. Make it make sense. You know what I mean? And then she's like, yeah, so like I don't trust anyone, like everyone lies to me. But then she's like, after entering a game that's literally like nothing is real, do not trust people. She's like, I trust everyone. The whole book she's talking about how the only thing she cares about is her sister. And the entire book, the only thing she talks about is every other dude that walks into the room. Like she's just a horny teen, which I could get behind. Like I get it. You're a teenager. Every boy that walks into the room looks fucking delicious. I love that for you. That makes sense. But just like say that. Like she's like, I came to this island to find my sister. She is lost. And then she like hears her sister in a room with a man. And she's like, oh, fuck my sister then. Haven't seen her. I'm on an island playing a game where they told me nothing is real and I should trust no one. And my sister tells me to not come in the room or else she won't talk to me anymore. And I just leave her there? What? My ass would be like, bitch, what the fuck? You can say nothing to me when you're on your ass the way home. Like, huh? Doesn't make any sense to me. And then she's like, this guy that I've been spending my entire time with, who's like saved my life multiple times, he's sus. I don't trust him. And even though everything he's told me up until this point has happened and has been correct, like he is sus, you should not trust him. But if he's telling you, yo, this is a thing because I know it is. And she's like, is it though? I don't know if I can trust you about it though. Like, what the fuck do you know? And he's like, bitch, I played the game already. What the fuck are you talking about? And she's like, no, but like, you don't know though. Like, I'm special. The entire book, she's like, I gotta get home to my fucking fiance. I gotta get home to my fiance. I gotta get home to my fiance that I've never met. I've never met the fiance. Blah, 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 blah. The entire front half of the book, she's like, I'm only staying for a day because I'm only staying for a day because I'm only staying for a day. She's like, my sister is missing. And the cool sweat dribbled down his fucking supple chest. I'm like, what? What is going on? Also, she had periwinkle nausea. What is that? What is it? So this book makes me want to pull all of my fucking hair out because of how cringy and like classically tropey she is. Like a sad girl who like has been abused by her father for absolutely no reason, which abusive people don't need to have a reason. They can just be shitty. I get it. But it doesn't, like, none of it makes sense. And I guess maybe it doesn't have to. But I'm reading the rest of it, and I probably will read the rest of the books in the series. So do with that what you will. I gotta trust. I will trust anyone's book opinion because I'm always down to see what the vibes are. Like, even if I don't know you and you like a book and I've been thinking about looking at that book, the second somebody else is like, oh, this person liked it, I'm like, cool, that's all I needed. I'm going to read it now. So I trust it. I'm with it. Okay, that's different. If I was reading this book at 17, I probably would like it. Because I read Twilight when I was younger, and I was obsessed with Twilight. I was like, this is so amazing. I want a guy who's going to be super protective of me, is not going to let me leave my house. Like, I love when guys get, like, super, like, angry about everything. They're, like, brooding. They hate everyone but me. Get it? And now as an adult, I'm like, that's, like, so fucking toxic. And if a man ever did that to me, it would get the swift boot. You'd be fucking out. I'd be like, absolutely not, babe. It's going to be a no for me. And I have done that. So, if you're reading it at 17, it might make more sense. This might be for, like, YA. I guess young adult, and I'm no longer a young adult. So, maybe that's the problem, is I am not the person who's supposed to be reading the book. Empire of the Vampire? No, but I'm putting it on my list. Empire of a Vampire. Welcome, honey. Finally caught a stream, babes. We are talking about bad writing. I mean, check it out. It might just be that you just like the book, which is also fine. Like, there are so many people who like books that I absolutely fucking hate. And that's the whole point of a book. Is that some people enjoy it and some people don't. Some people like Brussels sprouts and some people don't. Like, as long as you have a good time, that's all we need. Sarcastically reads a romance novel on stream. I will absolutely do that. We can read fucking A Court of Fire and A Court of Thorns and Rose, whatever, Court of Fire and Flames or whatever. I've read all of those books. Those are for sure trash TV books with a good concept, but same thing. Actually, there was one that I read that was like mad cringy. Those ones were not actually as bad. There was another one that I read that was a TikTok book. And the whole book is just this girl being some like wafy ass bitch and essentially just trusting a man the whole time. And then he fucks her over. But then the whole thing, she's like, he like wants to fuck me. That means I'm special. And I was like, babe, he would fuck your mom and your sister too. Like, it's not that deep. So I will absolutely do that. We can definitely do a reading session. I wanted to do one where we read the first few chapters of Harry Potter. But if you guys have a specific book that you want me to check out, let me know. And we will do a reading session. Because I love doing that. I would love to voice a book for you guys. It's kind of how I felt about Shadow and Bone. Unpopular opinion. I really liked the first book, then the rest of them kind of went downhill. Dare I say, I agree. Here's the tea. I was talking about this on the stream the other day. I read Six of Crows before I read Shadow and Bone. Someone told me there were no spoilers. There's absolutely spoilers. Do not do that. However, if you don't plan on reading Shadow and Bone ever, read Six of Crows. That was way more interesting to me. Shadow and Bone I read afterwards. Took me a second to get into it because Six of Crows was so good. The first book of Shadow and Bone I liked. I really loved, what is his fucking name? Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts. Shadow and Bone characters. I need to look it up. What is his fucking name? Nikolai. Nikolai's character, I could have been, like, I would have been so content with Shadow and Bone just being about Nikolai. Because his character is awesome. And I love it. Shadow and Bone 1, good. The rest of them, Mal was so annoying to me. He bothered me quite a bit. I did not like his character. The Darkling, I mean, I always love a villain, so I'm always with... Remove it from that list. I got it from my fiance from one of our book lead dates, and apparently it was rampant with misogyny sections and how I somehow... Wait, which one? What book? Spill. What book? Nikolai was a goat, to be honest. You say only truths. Only truths. Alina was annoying to me, but in a way that made sense. Like, Alina bothered me, but, like, given the way she was raised and the way she existed, it made sense that she was kind of whiny. So I was like, alright, but Mal was just annoying. Didn't like it. I don't know. Like, there were a lot of things in that book that I really enjoyed that they did with characters. Like, Alina's character getting excited when the Darkling invited her and, like, putting on, like, the dresses and, like, being stoked about it. People were like, the fuck? And I would have been like, are you kidding me? You, like, grew up with nothing, and then somebody gives you a bunch of, like, really nice jewelry and, like, dresses. Regardless of if you're sus of them, you're still gonna be excited. She's a teenager. Like, of course she's going to be excited. That's so fun. You get to dress up. You get to be a princess. Somebody cares about you. Like, what? Be safe. Drive safe, Jay. I don't know. I'm excited to see Six of Crows and see what the looks. Empire of the Vampire. TikTok girls are literally drooling over the characters in that book based on literally just a few chapters my fiance read. How is that attractive? Huh. I want to look. I want to Google Empire of the Vampire. J. Kristoff. I mean, well, now I know why it's getting so much hype, is that the fact that there are 4 LGBTQ characters. Oh, and in classic LGBTQ books, 1 dies, 2 are instantly exiled, and only 1's left over to be essentially verbally assaulted. What? What does Goodreads have to say? It's got a 4.4 rating. Let's see. The top comment, it says, this is an absolute dumpster fire of a book. The misogyny, the obsession with underage children. Oh my god, this girl's incredible. This is crazy. Okay, I'm looking at Goodreads. And this girl has broken down all of the reasons why she didn't like the book, which is normal. She said misogyny. She took this book and she put sticky tabs into the book so that you could visually see all of the times that misogyny was used in the book. This is a 700-page book. The thing is covered in tabs. The yellow tabs are anything explicitly... Okay, wait. I'm going to try to pull it up on the screen so you guys can see, because this is crazy to me. Wait, what? Okay, wait. I'm going to try to pull it up, because this is absolutely insane to me. What is this called? Empire of a Vampire. Goodreads. Okay, wait. What the fuck? Oh, right. There we go. Okay. Properties. Okay. Okay. Here we are on the page, right? Because we need to look at this. This is absolutely incredible. Nonfiction autobiographies. I am sadly not your girl, but I'm sure somebody in here has read something really cool. We love the bury your guys trope in this house. I just like... So gross. Okay. Let's go down. This is the comment that I wanted to show you guys. I wonder if I can, like... I can't, like, zoom in on it. What the fuck? No! What the hell? Okay, well, I can't zoom in on it, but this tiny thing right here is all of these colors that you're seeing in here. These are all of the tabs for misogyny. She says the yellow tabs are anything explicitly and blatantly derogatory to female characters. This whole book is that. It's just bitch, whore, cunt, and anything said for the express purpose of mocking or shaming women for being a woman. The orange tabs, which are the other half of the book, the entire book is covered. Slightly more subjective, these mark anything in the book that made me roll my eyes and think, yeah, that was definitely written by a man. These include descriptions of women that are very clearly from and for the male gaze, questionable interactions with female autonomy, cringe dialogue, actions for female characters, meant to appeal to main gaze, you get it. I mean, that's not surprising to me, given that it was written by a man, so that makes sense. Female character dying for the purpose of furthering a male character's storyline. Every single woman in this book that has been named dies horribly. And they are described in detail as they are killed. They're often young and hot. He's very consistent with this. And they're wearing oftentimes very little, or clothing is damaged or removed during the fight. Women are brutalized more frequently and in greater detail throughout the entire book. Grape is also a favorite plot line. The only girl that's not dead is the main female character, who is literally a big fat pick-me girl. She's not like other girls because she swears like a dragon on its period. This is actually how her language is described. You gotta be fucking kidding me. He goes after underage kids. 10-year-old boy gets turned into a vampire and feeds on his mother for weeks by going into her room at night to bite at her breasts and her inner thighs. What? Well, huh? Vampires just go for the fucking throat because that makes sense. It's where, like, all of the fucking blood is. He's also 10, so why the fuck would he do that? Underage sex. When I'm reading an adult book, having teenagers have sex in explicit detail. There are 2 time periods in this book. Flashback, blah, 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 blah. One where the main character is 15, 16, and one where he's 32. I mean, yeah. Is this a YA novel? Because the amount of YA novels that I read that are, like, young people having sex is pretty consistent. Oh, he paints between a character who's told is 14 and a woman we believe is a grown-ass adult. We eventually find out their ages are actually 16 and 19. But he writes it specifically to make you think you're reading about a 14-year-old touching a grown-up. Holy fuck. Wow, this is something else. Oh my god, the author wrote on here. That's weird. Is this the author? That can't be the author. Oh my god, it is. Author uses GIFs. Empire of the Vampire is not a book for children. It's basically what would happen if Interview with the Vampire hooked up with Name of the Wind in an SM club while all 8 seasons of Game of Thrones streamed in the background. This literally sounds like a guy who, like, plays COD and has anger issues, but, like, pop off. It is not a book for children. It concerns an ex-monster slayer named Gabriel de Leon, who was once quite awesome but is having a tough time. And has become a bit of an edgelord. What? He mostly gets away with his drunken I am the night routine because who doesn't? Like tall, dark, and handsome. Tall, dark, and half vampire dude with magic tattoos, tragic past, beautiful hair. Honestly, that shit is money in the bank. Where's my Emmy? What? Ew. I don't like this guy. What the fuck? Before you ask, the vampires in it do not sparkle. Not that I have anything against vampires that sparkle. Anyone working in publishing in 2020 owes Stephanie Moore, blah, 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 blah. I don't care if they were in your jam. Twilight books brought an entire genre. Okay. Vampires aren't real, and if the author decides they sparkle in sunlight or chase rainbows when somebody plays Halsey on the radio, who gives a damn? Just say as you like it, madame, and roll on with your way. But yeah, my vampires don't so much sparkle as murder you and your whole motherfucking family. And the only reason they pursue 16-year-old girls, or indeed anyone else in this book, is because vampires see them as food. This is concerning. What the fuck? Why does the age have to have any... Like, why even say that? The book is quite long. It's rather violent. It's somewhat gay. Like, not Orange is the New Black gay. But you're talking to the man who wrote Mia fucking Corver. I'm building up to it. Give me some goddamn credit. It's quite smutty and bloody. Blood smutty, if you will. Honestly, there's a blood-drinking blowjob scene in there, so if that's not your thing, just slowly back out of the room while avoiding contact. I won't be offended. Hi, Mom. And it is, as I may have previously mentioned, not a book for children. It will be illustrated. It is pretty epic, like the best book I've ever written epic. I mean, fucking epic. But it's not a book for children, so if the bookstore puts it in the wrong section alongside Illumine and you find your baby reading it while bleeding from the eyes before you send me an angry email, please consider I warned you. Hope you love it. Dude, this is fucking wild. Out of pocket. Absolutely not great. This guy can absolutely eat my fucking ass. What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna read some of these comments because I'm like... Oh, can I do that? Page. Oops. We don't need that. This doesn't help me at all. Anyways. There's a sequel and a player... Jesse... Legit. The author, like, the way the author talks is, like, so fucking weird. Like, thinks he's got big dick energy the whole time, but then being like, you can't get mad. The only reason they go after 16-year-old girls is because vampires see them as food. I'm like, why even say anything about that? Also, what's with all the fuck? Like, this guy is the guy that, like, mansplains you at a fucking bar. And you think this is the best book you've ever written. I understand it's not for children, right? We get the gore, we get the sex. I get it. 50 Shades of Grey was sex. You know, Game of Thrones was also fucking not for children. Game of Thrones had sex, grape, fucking fighting, and absolute, like, carnage everywhere under the sun. And obviously also had underlying tropes and shit in it. But this vibe is, like, fucking weird. He literally is. The fact that this is literally, I'm not even kidding, this is the, where is it? This is the second comment underneath that long comment where she drags him. He is the comment underneath that. And that's from 2020. I want to filter it and see the most recent one. People like it, though. I'm also curious. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of mixed reviews. Seems like a lot of people like the book, and their biggest issue with it is just that there's jumping timelines. Yeah, for real, though. That's the thing. It's got, like, narcissist... Like, it's weird. Yeah, exactly. You're like, I don't like it. And he's like, you are a piece of shit. You don't understand fucking good book. Like what? I mean, people like it in 2023. Someone said, J. Kristoff and his edgy writing style just isn't for me. I found this boring, exhaustive, and a piss-poor story that was not the love child of The Witcher in the interview with a vampire it was promised to be. It was merely the afterbirth at best. It's mixed bag. A lot of people fucking hate it, and a lot of people really like it. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of crazy too, because a lot of the comments from 2023 are positive. Like, the majority of the comments from 2023 are positive. There's about... Or did I miss one? No. Yeah, most of these are good. So, I don't know. People on Book Talk wishing they had their own vampire, like in the book. Ooh, I want to give everybody like a pocket therapist. Oh no. It's not what we want to see. Oh, that's no good. Oh, that's no good. Yikes. Okay, well. Whoa, holy fuck. Why is this so big? Yeah, I don't know. Can't say that I love it. I feel part of me wants to read it just to see what the vibes are, which I feel like a lot of people are gonna do. But also part of me is just like absolutely not worth my energy. Like the fact that the author, like, it's one thing to be like, oh yeah, the author writes like that. But then the author writing that into the, I just like, what the fuck? The author writing the way that he does in the thing, wild. Absolutely fucking insane. Well, we won't be reading that book on stream. That's for shit sure. But we can find a fun game to read. A game to read? I think I'm losing it. We can find a book to read that does not make us all super uncomfortable and is not fucking gross for no reason and not written by a shitty person. So, let's do that. I am going to wrap this up here. I apologize to everybody for not being able to do our K-pop dump like we were going to because YouTube was not having it. And none of the gaming stuff was working this morning, so we weren't able to game either, which is super annoying. But I'm glad you guys had fun. We got to talk about books and D&D, which are two of my favorite things, so I'm never upset about it. Please let me know if you'd like to see something else in the comments on my last video, or if you'd like to see more videos like this, something you'd like to see me do on the live stream. Let a sister know. We are going to be live next week twice as well. We'll do a morning one and a night one again just to see how that goes for everybody. But hi, A! Welcome, welcome! But thank you guys so much for hanging out. Keep your eyes peeled. We'll have a new video up next week on Wednesday, a long form one. Maybe I'll upload the K-pop one that I did this past week. to make up for our K-pop like lag and slack. But I love you guys so much. Stay weird, stay spooky. Make sure you drink your water, and I will see you on the internet. Bye. How do I get the end screen up? How do I do any of this? I don't know what I'm doing. This is the end of the stream, and a song that I just wrote. And I'm turning everything off, getting to the end of the thing. Boop. Bye. No, I'm still on here. Surprise. Okay, now I'm leaving. Bye.